Hiya folks, how's it going? Today I am reviewing a game from a company that I haven't really looked into before. I picked up the one that seemed the most interesting, so without much further ado, let's dive into talking about Epitaph by Mark Hobbs. Epitaph is a game with no fixed setting. The players get to decide where, when, and who the game takes place in. I say who because Epitaph is going to be about one individual's life. They could be a famous alien chef, a swashbuckling pirate, or whatever comes to mind. While playing this game, the players look back on this one character's life. This game doesn't require a game master or any preparation to play. Laying the groundwork for the story is written into the mechanics that start off a session of this game. To start the game, the players come together to discuss their setting and character. One of the first things they'll do is they'll choose a setting. Next, they'll choose a palette. This is demonstrated using a little table in the game manual. The three sections are Departed, Setting, and Not in This Story. In the Departed section, you fill out details about the character you're going to be following in this game. Perhaps you need to fill out their hobbies, some traits, or what they looked like. In Setting, you then get to jot down the details of the setting you discussed to play this game. Lastly, you fill out the section of Not in This Story. This is the section where you can discuss some boundaries for gameplay or some details that you just don't want to include in the story for theme reasons. Whatever floats your boat. I think it's good to discuss in a game what you would like to have as well as what you would not like to have. It means not only are you yes-anding your other players, you're also popping down what you would like to include and what you would like to save for another game. Then you get to pick a desire for your character. There's achievement, fame, justice, knowledge, love, or wealth. Then you choose a goal. This can be created entirely from the player's imagination. I personally think having their goal and their desire to be somewhat linked, even if it's just thematically, can really help a game feel focused. Then as a group you make some decisions about their death, their age at the time, the location, name, pronouns, those other little details. These will help construct the timeline of the character's life. You also then get to create some key individuals to your character's story. These could be friends, enemies, lovers, colleagues, whatever comes to mind and suits the story. With these details then written down, you create a timeline of the character's life from birth to death. The dates you create for this timeline don't have to match our calendar, particularly if you're in a science fiction or fantastical setting where they might not use our calendar. Now, using this timeline, the players get to drop into the character's life. This is done using three different moves. The first one is a snapshot, which is like a picture. The players get to describe a brief moment in the character's life. This moment of roleplay is unlikely to feature any dialogue. Then there is a scene. This is for when a player wants to roleplay a conversation the character might have or an interaction with another individual in this person's life. This is likely to be roleplayed in first person. Lastly, there is a remembrance. This is used when our players want to roleplay a character who interacted with the main character. In this moment, the players give a short speech, perhaps in first person past tense, about the departed. These characters will have interacted with the departed in some way, whether they were one of the characters that was written down at first as one of their important characters or another one that emerged during play. The players take turns using each of these three different methods to tell the story of the departed. It's a surprisingly straightforward game, and in spite of it being about death, had a lot of optimism and positivity in its spirit. There might be dark moments in a character's story, or perhaps they don't achieve their goals, but you get to examine one character's life from start to finish. This game finds moments to treasure along that timeline and to highlight as important. This is absolutely a game for players who enjoy a lot of collaboration. There's no combat mechanics nor intricate social mechanics. It's a game that's using simple tools to make a storytelling game that's really impactful. A copy of Epitaph is about $30 US, which also includes a PDF copy. For a game with so many interesting stories to tell, I definitely think that's a good price. You also could perhaps drop this game into a larger campaign. If a significant player character or non-player character dies, you could have the players talk about that character, perhaps in character as their characters or other non-player characters. I found this game to be surprisingly thoughtful and sweet, which feels surprising and not surprising, as it's a game about the deceased, but also it's a game about memorializing. Well, please let me know your thoughts about this game down in the comments below. While you're there, I encourage you to like, subscribe, maybe share with a friend. It all just encourages me to keep going. I also have a Ko-fi page where you can donate to the channel or check out what I'm working on behind the scenes. I appreciate your support watching. I hope you're all well, and I'll see you next time at the gaming table. Bye!